Ladies and gentlemen, friends and family, it is a testament to an extraordinary woman, and almost 95 years that so many gathered earlier today and so many again gather here this evening. To remember Susie Nozick, to support her son and daughter, to comfort her 5 grandchildren and their partners, and to nurture and embrace her 11 great-grandchildren. Earlier today, I offered some words from the book of Proverbs as an adoration of the woman who we sought to praise. And I would like to begin this gathering, this Shiva Minyan, with the repetition of them. They are, as many of you know, the last 22 verses of the book of Proverbs. And they've become known simply by the opening words, Eshet Chayil. They are an acrostic, written in perfect order, and their structure and form match only the beauty of the woman they seek to praise. I felt it appropriate this afternoon that we use these words to farewell our beloved Susie and to give thanks for her remarkable life. And I offer them again this evening in honor of all that she was, all that she became, and all that she has inspired. Eshet Chayil mi yimtza, a woman of valor who could find. She is more precious than fine pearls. No treasure can match her. She saw her work as rewarding. Her candle burned on into the night. She reached out to those in need and extended her hand to the less fortunate. She was clothed in strength and dignity, and she faced the future eagerly. She spoke with wisdom. The law of kindness was on her lips. Her children, grandchildren, and great-grandchildren rose up and blessed her. Her husbands praised her. Many daughters of Israel have done valiantly. But she led them all. We honor her with the words of Eli, Eli, written by another great hero of the Hungarian Jewish community, Chana Senesh.
Eli, Eli, shelo yigamer leolam, hachol vehayam, rishru shel hamayim, berak hashamayim, tfilat Adam, hachol vehayam, rishru shel hamayim, berak hashamayim, tfilat Adam. O God, my God, I pray that these things never end. The sand and the sea, the rush of the waters, the crash of the heavens, the prayer of the heart, the sand and the sea, the rush of the waters, the the crash of the heavens, the prayer of the heart.
A Mariv service begins on page 4. I invite you to rise.
ברכו את אדוני המבורך, ברוך אדוני המבורך, לעולם ועד.
As we are seated, we continue with the evening prayer, the Ma'ariv Aravim on page 6. Baruch ata Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, asher bidvaro Ma'ariv Aravim, b'chokhmah potach sha'arim, v'tuna meshane itim, מחליף את הזמנים ומסדר את הכוכבים בשמורתיהם ברקיע כרצונו. בורא יום ולילה, גולה אור מפני חושך וחושך מפני אור, ומעביל יום ובין לילה, ומבדיל בין יום ובין לילה, אדוני צבאות שמו. אל חי וקיים תמיד ימלוך עלינו לעולם ועד. ברוך אתה אדוני המעריב ערבים.
אהבת עולם בית ישראל, עמך אהבת, עמך אהבת, תורה ומצוות, חוקים ומשפטים, אותנו לימדת, על כן אדוני אלוהינו ושוכבנו ובקומנו נשיח בחוקיך ונשמח בדברי תורתך ובמצוותיך לעולם ועד, כי הם חיינו ואורך ימינו, ובהם נגי יומם ולילה, נגי יומם ולילה, ואהבתך אל תסיר ממנו לעולמים. ברוך אתה אדוני אוהב עמו ישראל. שמע ישראל אדוני אלוהינו אדוני אחד. ברוך שם כבוד מלכותו לעולם ועד. ואהבת את אדוני אלוהיך בכל לבבך ובכל נפשך ובכל מאודיך. והיו הדברים האלה אשר אנוכי מצווך היום על לבביך, ושיננתם לבניך, ודיברתם בשבתך בביתך ובלכתך בדרך ובשוכבך ובקומך, וקשרתם לאות על ידיך, והיו לטוטפות בין עיניך, וכתבתם על מזוזות ביתך ובשעריך. ויאמר אדוני אל משה לאמור, דבר אל בני ישראל ואמרת עליהם, ועשו להם ציצית על כנפי בגדיהם לדורותם, ונתנו על ציצית הכנף פתיל תכלת, והיה לכם לציצית וראיתם אותו, וזכרתם את כל מצוות אדוני ועשיתם אותם, ולא תטורו אחרי לבבכם ואחרי עיניכם אשר אתם זונים אחריהם, למען תזכרו ועשיתם את כל מצוותיי והייתם קדושים לאלוהיכם. אני אדוני אלוהיכם אשר הוצאתי אתכם מארץ מצרים להיות לכם לאלוהים. אני אדוני אלוהיכם, אדוני אלוהיכם אמת.
In a world torn by violence and pain, a world far from wholeness and peace, give us the courage to say that there is one God in heaven and on earth. The high heavens declare your glory.
May earth reveal your justice and love.
From bondage Egypt we were delivered. At Sinai, we bound ourselves to your way. Inspired by prophets and instructed by sages, time and again we overcame oppressive forces. Though our failings are many and our faults are great, it has been our glory to bear witness to our God, keeping alive in dark ages your vision of a world redeemed.
Let us continue to work for the day when the nations will be one and at peace. Then shall we rejoice as Israel did, singing on the shores of the sea. Mi chamocha b'elim Adonai, mi kamocha nedar b'kodesh, norati lot osefele, norati lot osefele, mahal lechutecha ra'u banecha, bokei hayam lifnei Moshe u'Miriam, zeheli anu ve'amru, Adonai imloch leolam va'ed. ונאמר כי ברא אדוני את יעקב וגאלו מיד חזק ממנו. ברוך אתה אדוני גאל ישראל.
As we turn forward to page 18, we arrive at the Hashkivenu prayer. The Hashkivenu prayer is our bedtime prayer. It is our prayer of comfort and rest. And as I noted also earlier today, our tradition teaches us that mourning is the price we have to pay for having the courage to love others. Even in grief, we know that the wonder of human life is too complex, too magnificent to be memorialized in endless pain. The gifts of the Spirit that Susie gave us cannot be measured nor weighed, nor can they be tarnished by time. And so even at this darkest hour, we know that some of her light, her warmth, will always be with us, bringing us comfort and courage, and in the fullness of time we pray healing and peace. We offer the words of the Hashkivenu in the hope that this comfort which we seek for ourselves is a comfort that she has now received. Hashkivenu Adonai Eloheinu l'shalom v'amidenu malkeinu l'chayim. Grant, O God, that we may lie down in peace and rise us up, O Sovereign, to life renewed. Spread over us the shelter of your peace. Guide us with your good counsel. For your name's sake, be our help. Shield and shelter us beneath the shadow of your wings. Defend us against enemies, illness, war, famine, and sorrow. Distance us from wrongdoing. For you, O God, watch over us and deliver us. For you, God, are gracious and merciful, guarding our going and our coming to life and to peace evermore. Baruch atah Adonai, Shomei Amo Yisrael ad. Blessed you, Eternal One, Guardian of Israel, forever. We rise on page 20 for the Chatzi Kaddish in advance of the Amidah.
יתגדל ויתקדש שמי רבה, בעלמא דיברה חירותי וימליך מלכותי, מחייכנו וימכנו וחיי לכל בית ישראל, בעגלה ובזמן קריב, ויאמרו אמן. יהי שמי רבה מבורך, לעלם ולעלמי עלמיה יתברך. יתברך וישתבח ויתבר ויתרומם ויתנשא ויתהדר ויתעלה ויתהלל שמי לגורשה בריחו לילה מנכ"ל ברכתה ושירתה תושבחתה ונחמתה תאמירן בעלמה ויאמרו אמן.
Our Amidah begins on page 22, as is the tradition of this congregation. We will begin with the first 3 benedictions together before continuing silently in personal prayer. You should feel free to be seated when you have finished your prayer, whether it be from the pages of the prayer book or from the pages of your heart.
Adonai sefatai tiftachu fi yagid tehilatecha. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu ve'Elohei avotenu ve'imotenu, Elohei Abraham, Elohei Yitzchak, Elohei Yaakov, Elohei Sarah, Elohei Rivka, Elohei Rachel, Elohei Leah, האל הגדול, הגיבור והנורא, אל עליון, גומל חסדים טובים וקונה הכל, וזוכר חסדי אבות ואימהות, ומביא גאולה לבני בניהם, למען שמו באהבה, מלך עוזר ומושיע ומגן. ברוך אתה אדוני, מגן אברהם ועזרת שרה.
אמן.
אתה גיבור לעולם אדוני, מחיי מתים אתה רב להושיע. משיב הרוח ומוריד הגשם, מזריח השמש ומוריד הטל. מכלכל חיים בחסד, מחיי מתים ברחמים רבים. צומח נובלים ורופא חולים ומתיר אסורים, ומקיים אמונתו לישני עפר. מי כמוך בעל גבורות, ומדום מלך ממית ומחיה, ומצמיח ישוע, ונאמן אתה להחיות מתים. ברוך אתה אדוני מחיי המתים. אתה קדוש בשמך הקדוש, וקדושים בכל יום יהללוך סלע. ברוך אתה אדוני האל הקדוש. שלום במרומיו, הוא יעשה שלום עלינו ועל כל ישראל, ואמרו אמן. עושה שלום במרומיו, הוא יעשה שלום עלינו ועל כל ישראל, ואמרו אמן. יעשה שלום, יעשה שלום, שלום עלינו ועל כל ישראל. יעשה שלום, יעשה שלום, שלום עלינו ועל כל ישראל. יעשה שלום, יעשה שלום, שלום עלינו ועל כל ישראל. יעשה שלום, יעשה שלום, שלום עלינו ועל כל ישראל. יעשה שלום, יעשה שלום, שלום עלינו ועל כל ישראל.
ועל כל בני אדם. We turn forward in our Siddurim towards the prayers for this house and time of mourning. And I invite you to turn forward to page 64 as we offer the words of the 23rd Psalm.
Adonai Rohi Lo Echsar Lo Echsar Binot Deshe Yarbitzeini על מי מנוחות ינחלני, נפשי שובב ינחני, במעגלי צדק למען שמו. אדוני רואי לא אחסר, גם כי אלך בגיא צל מוות לא יירא רע, כי אתה עמדי. שבטך ומשענתך המה המה ינחמוני. תערוך לפני שולחן נגד צורריי. דשנת בשמן ראשי, כוסי רוויה, רוויה. אך טוב, טוב החסד ירדפוני כל ימי חיי, ושבתי בבית אדוני לאורך ימים.
Our rabbis taught that there are three crowns: the crown of Torah, the crown of priesthood, and the crown of royalty. But they emphasized that the crown of a good name exceeds and excels them all. In the book of Ecclesiastes, we are reminded that a good name is to be treasured above precious oil. Wealth, health, even life passes away, but a good name lives forever. It is this view that enabled the Talmud to teach us that monuments need not be erected for the righteous. Their deeds are their memorials. They will be remembered and revered for the kindness they have shown, the strength they have inspired, and the love that they have given. They are shining examples of what it means to be a tzaddik. And it is that which we're here to remember this evening. And so in remembrance of Shoshana Nozick, Shoshana Bat Mor Vavada, I ask you to rise for the memorial prayer.
אל מלא רחמים שוכן במרומים, אמצעי מנוחה נכונה תחת כנפי השכינה, עם קדושים וטורים כזוהר הרקיע מזהירים את נשמת שושנה בת מור וורדה, סוזי נוזיק, שלחה לעולמה בעל הרחמים, יסתיריה בסתר כנפיו לעולמים, ויצרור בצרור החיים את נשמתה. אדוני הוא נחלתה, ותנוח בשלום על משכבה, ונאמר Amen.
El Malei Rachamim, God full of compassion, please send your love and comfort to those who grieve. Help us to dispel the sadness that accompanies the pain of loss, and to find joy in the precious memories of Susie Nozick. May your love inspire us to focus on the love she had for us and that we had for her. Help us to face the future with courage and to treasure Susie's wonderful legacy. Sustain us in our faith, O God, even in this troubling and difficult time, as you have sustained our people in times of trouble and sorrow throughout the generations. Blessed are you, Adonai, who provides comfort for the heartbroken. Please be seated. Earlier today, I asked for the congregation who gathered graveside indulgence in allowing us the opportunity as a family to remember almost 95 extraordinary years with the 3 generations of remembrance, and I'm going to ask for that indulgence once more with a slight change. We heard from Judica earlier today, and I'd like to invite Tomika to offer some words of remembrance in honour of his mother.
Family and friends, how lucky am I that I have had the opportunity to share my mother's life for over 72 years. As you heard, Mum was born in Újpest, Hungary on the 18th of February 1924, a lifetime ago and a world away. One of our prayers recited on the evening before Yom Kippur is a prayer about the meaning of life. This prayer describes life as a sacred pilgrimage, a journey from birth to death that is filled with all nature of experiences, the good, the bad, the mundane, with meaning being found in simply making the journey. When I think about my mum, I am in awe of her journey and the things that she achieved throughout her life, and in particular, how she was able to build such an incredible life, considering the cards that she had been dealt as a victim and survivor of the Shoah. Mum came from a well-off family and was brought up in a comfortable home which was protected and privileged. Her innocent childhood meant that she had no need for any of the life skills that we try to pass to our children today. But this life came to a sudden end at the age of 18 when the Nazis invaded Hungary. Mum's history during the war is well documented in the Spielberg testimonies. Suffice it to say, she was tortured by the Arrow Cross and together with many other Jews marched to the Danube, banks of the Danube, where the majority were shot into the freezing waters. We don't know how Mum survived that terrible experience. Practically we understand that she was knocked into the water and eventually swam out, was rescued, hidden and then returned to the ghetto. What we will never really understand is how she found the strength to live and to start her life after her family was murdered. After the war, at the age of 21, she married my father, who was 20 years older. And shortly after that marriage, they emigrated to Beechworth to start a life in country Victoria, where Dad found work as a tanner. It is hard to imagine how Mum was able to adjust from continental Europe to regional Australia, but she seemed to always have the ability to do what was required to keep going. My sister Judy was born soon after we arrived in Australia, and our immediate family unit consisted of Mum, Dad, Judy and myself. Mum's twin brother George, who also miraculously survived the Shoah, settled in Sydney with 2 other cousins. In 1957, we moved to Sydney in order to be closer to the family and to provide a better education for Judy and myself. Unfortunately, my father was unable to find employment and things got difficult very quickly. Without any training, Mum decided that she should commence waitressing so that she could learn a practical trade and start supporting the family. A few years later, Dad secured a job in Melbourne, so the family moved again. This job did not last long, as the leather industry was under pressure by the newly invented plastics. To secure our income, the family decided to purchase a restaurant in Elizabeth Street, the Liberty Bell, and once again, Mum became the main breadwinner. She continued working incredible hours with unbelievable determination and at a great personal sacrifice to secure her family's finances. Mum never had the opportunity to complete her education and always remained incredibly committed to ensuring that my sister and I went to university and gained a tertiary education. No easy task when I think back to the type of student I was. It is an exaggeration to say that much of what I have achieved, it is no exaggeration to say that much of what I have achieved today is a result of my mum's persistence and encouragement. While she was dealing with the restaurant business and our education, my father became very ill and died in 1967. I don't think Mum ever imagined herself as a single mother or a businesswoman, but she never shied away from it. She was always driven and totally committed to providing for and supporting her family. Eventually Mum remarried, but unfortunately the second husband, Yurak, died of cancer only a few years later. After Yurak's death, Mum again found the courage and strength to remarry for a third time. Her marriage to Gabby for 33 years ago brought both of them joy and companionship till the end. Thanks to Mum's effort, our family, which could have found its end in the freezing waters of the Danube, has grown and grown. In Jenny and Andrew, she was able to see us find incredible life partners, and she celebrated with us as we welcomed our children and was besotted by the 11 grandchildren and looking forward to the imminent arrival of the 12th. Mum was an incredible fighter and a true survivor and demonstrated every ounce of that strength over the past few years as she struggled with the challenges of advanced age, the disability that accompanied it. Amazingly, she remained cheerful and positive. She concentrated on her life's mission, a sense of family and the importance of family staying together. I think this must have been an important part of her family life during the early childhood. A determination to protect and assist her family, an abundance of love for her children, grandchildren and great-grandchildren, caring for friends, honouring her parents and relatives through the work in the Holocaust Centre and her sense of duty in contributing to the remembrance of that period. She was a woman of strength, determination and valour who shall be sorely missed and long remembered. I will miss many things about my mum. The early morning phone calls, constant worrying about whether I was going to be properly fed, whether she was able, when she was able to cook for me, she always had food for me to take home, and when she could no longer cook, she made sure that her carers continued to send food for me. The most important thing I will miss is her being there for us.
I apologise for those of you who are at the funeral who have heard this, but I haven't changed it. You can be the judge of when I delivered it better. My name is Danny, I'm Tom's son, and I'm speaking today on behalf of all of Nana's 5 grandkids. Are people born tough or do they learn to be tough? I'm not sure, but I know that Nana was as tough as they come. Nana was only 18 when the Nazis invaded Budapest in 1944 and turned her life upside down. Her experiences during that time are well documented. Somehow Nana managed to crawl out of the Danube River, leaving behind her mother Violet, who was tragically shot. She pulled it together, escaped Hungary and reunited with her twin brother George, got married, made it to Australia and started a new life. Nana was the matriarch of our family. We were all lucky to experience the love only a grandmother can give and be witness to her relationship with the 2 loves of her life, Tomika and Judica. There was nothing she wouldn't do for them. She insisted, in only the way that she could, that Tomika and Judica stay close and that by extension, the rest of the family stay closer. In her mind, family came before everything else. It's unusual for grandparents to be celebrities and have a public profile, but in the Jewish community in Melbourne, Nana was a rock star. She was a proud Holocaust survivor and made every effort to talk, educate, and document her experiences during that time. Only a few weeks ago, she was mentioned on the front page of the Jewish News in a story about an Israeli team scanning the Danube River for the remains of Holocaust victims. After running 2 restaurants, including the renowned Mimosa at the Paris end of Collins Street, Nana was a master in the kitchen. She used to make the best Hungarian dishes like goulash, schnitzels, lattjo, rocket crumpli, and desserts like ishli funk and magnificent sponge cakes, which she made for all birthdays every year for the last 40 years, including for some of her great-grandchildren. Every cake was the same, a cream sponge filled with strawberry jam and strawberries on top. How sweet and satisfying it was. We can all taste it now. Someone famous once said, age does not diminish the extreme disappointment of having a scoop of ice cream fall from the cone. Nana's appetite is the stuff of legends, and it would be remiss of me not to at least acknowledge it. We can't recall a time when she ever said no to food. Nana taught us all different things. She showed Yossi and Adam how to lay a bet at the TOB, which created a tradition to bet on the Melbourne Cup. And now, for some bizarre reason, I'm a part owner in a racehorse. She showed Ellie how to be a master chef, and by building a relationship with Ellie, helped Ellie rekindle a relationship with her own grandmother. She helped Michael get a dog against Andrew's best wishes, and she taught Michelle and I about hard work and resilience. There were also things that Nana wasn't good at, like driving, for example. She had 60 driving lessons and still didn't manage to get her licence. Luckily, when she married Gabby, he became her 5-star Uber driver. She may be the only Jewish grandmother to have bought multiple cars but never driven any of them. Nana had a typical relationship with her in-laws, Andrew and Jenny. She didn't understand golf or appreciate sculpture, and always worried that Tomika was starving. I think Dad might be having Nana's frozen goulash tonight for dinner. Fortunately for Tomika and Judica, she blamed her recent move to Emmy on Andrew and Jenny. In writing this eulogy, her grandchildren spent time looking at photos of Nana, all the birthday parties, Shabbat dinners, simchas and occasions, and it reinforced for us how lucky we are to have had her in our lives. Nana was there for our birthdays, our births, our birthdays, our weddings, the birth of our children, and even Oscar's bar mitzvah last November. Her presence at these occasions completed them, and we will miss her at future simchas deeply. Nana was a no-bullshit woman. She said what she meant and didn't mince words. She didn't play games. If she thought you were doing something wrong, she would tell you. From the insignificant, like telling us to shave or not cut our hair or commenting on our weight gains, to the more significant advice on partners and kids and, of course, family. Just a couple of weeks ago, she said to Adam, "What's wrong with you? Why are you getting bald and getting fat?" For each of us 5 grandchildren, the visits to her home were the same. You'd arrive and be greeted at the door by Gabby, who would unlock the door and lead you into the living room, where the matriarch rested on her throne, ready to fire questions at you. Before any major interrogations got underway, you were offered cakes and biscuits and chocolates and a drink. You would take your seat on the couch next to Nana, where she'd ask you how you were, how the kids were, how your partner was, how the business was. The conversation would go from there to anywhere, but it always came back to the family. The only thing she cared about was the family staying close. Nana was the centre of attention whenever she was in a room. She had a rare ability to connect with people and make friends. It didn't matter if it was the first time she met you or if you were a good friend. Her warm presence left a lasting impression on everyone she met. Nana was so proud of her legacy and the family she had built. 2 children, 5 grandchildren, and 11 great-grandchildren, with at least another on the way. We all thought Nana would live forever. Even as she reached her 90s, she was still robust, strong, and wrinkle-free. Nana, we're going to miss spending time listening to your stories and laughter, and miss the way your eyes sparkled when we saw you. Although you're not here with us physically anymore, your traits and attitudes and ideals will continue to inspire and shape us as we all journey through life. You were beyond courageous, and we love you and the special relationship and bond we all shared.
Today was the first funeral I've been to, and tonight is the first time I've been in a minion. I have been told that it is very unusual for a great-grandchild to speak at a minyan, and that says a lot about the relationship I had with Susie, who we called Big Nana. I feel very privileged to be speaking here today as a third generation of descendants. Big Nana's grandchildren, my dad, Michelle, Michael, Yossi and Adam, all like to claim that they are her favourite, but everyone knows that the truth is, from the moment I was born, I have been the favourite. For Big Nana to have a great-grandchild would have been something she could not have imagined as a child, and now she has left behind 11 great-grandchildren who all adored her. I celebrated my bar mitzvah last November in this shul with my whole family, including Big Nana and Gabby. As the 13-year-old boy, my parents will agree that there was not a lot about my bar mitzvah that I wanted to have a say in. However, when it came to decisions about who would be involved in my ceremony, I insisted that Big Nana would be involved. My parents were unsure because of her health, but I knew that my bar mitzvah would not be complete without Big Nana by my side on the bimah. Having her stand here will be a moment in our relationship that I will never forget. I know how fortunate I was to have a great-grandparent present at my bar mitzvah, and everyone who was here on the day will remember how emotional I was when she was at my side. Over the past 13 years, Big Nana and I have shared a special relationship. Big Nana had incredible life experience, a unique and modern perspective on the world, and an energy for life that is rare. I loved visiting Big Nana and Gabby because I learnt so much from chatting to them. It also helped that every time I went there, Big Nana told me I'm the best behaved, best looking boy in the world and her favourite great-grandchild. Big Nana had a very unique place in my life, and I had a very different relationship with her compared to my parents and grandparents. She did not have any expectations of our time together, and when I visited her, often with my siblings, it was simply about being together, not thinking about what we were doing, but simply enjoying each other's company. Sometimes Big Nana and I chatted, and sometimes only us kids chatted. Sometimes she gave us a secret stash of chocolates, and sometimes we played with our toys while she simply watched. She did not ask anything of us, and we loved visiting her and Gabby to simply enjoy their love. We all feel very lucky to have had her in our lives and will miss her dearly.
Thank you, Oscar, Danny and Tom. Oscar, I can tell you one thing for sure. I know I wasn't her favourite. She never really understood why I dropped out of law school to get into the rabbinate. I could have provided so much better for her granddaughter. Yeah, she thought it, occasionally said it. My friends, we begin to draw this service of celebration and remembrance to a close with the Aleinu prayers. I invite you to rise and to turn forward to page 72.
עלינו לשבח לאדון הכל, לתת גדולה ליוצר בראשית, שהוא נטל שמיים ויוסד הארץ, ומשל יקרו בשמיים ממעל, ושכינת זו בגבי מרומים, הוא אלוהינו אין עוד, ואנחנו קוראים ומשתחווים ומודים לבני מלך מלכי המלכים, הקדוש ברוך הוא. ונאמר, והיה אדוני למלך על כל הארץ, ביום ההוא יהיה אדוני אחד, ושמו אחד.
May we remain standing for a few more moments as we turn our thoughts and ready ourselves to offer the words of Kaddish Yatom, the mourner's Kaddish. The words of Kaddish can be found on
84.
page 84 in the prayer book, traditionally offered only by the immediate mourners, but in this room I think there are a good many of us who define ourselves as such. And I'd like to precede these words of remembrance and memorial, these words of celebration and of life, with the poem that Tom referenced in honouring his mother. Known to many who have spent time in the synagogue from our Yom Kippur liturgy, it is entitled The Sacred Pilgrimage. and aptly describes the journey that we remember and celebrate tonight. Birth is a beginning and death a destination. And life is a journey from childhood to maturity and youth to age, from innocence to awareness and ignorance to knowing, from foolishness to discretion and then perhaps to wisdom, from weakness to strength or strength to weakness and often back again, from health to sickness and back we pray to health again, from offence to forgiveness, from loneliness to love, from joy to gratitude, from pain to compassion, grief to understanding, and fear to faith. From defeat to defeat to defeat, until looking backward or ahead, we see that victory lies not at some high place along the way, but in having made the journey, stage by stage, a sacred pilgrimage. Birth is a beginning, and death a destination, and life is a journey, a sacred pilgrimage to life everlasting. Kaddish Yatom. Yitgadal v'yitgadash Shemei Rabbah. Aman tivrach v'tei v'amlech v'tei. V'chayechon v'yamechon v'chayechon v'chayechon. Yehei Shemei
Rabbah mevorach le'olam ulal me'almaya. Brichu. Amen. Amen. Amen.
May the one who creates harmony in the heavens above bring peace to all who mourn, but most particularly on this evening, bring peace to our dear departed soul, Susie Nozick. I'm going to invite our mourners to make their way out to the foyer and ask that everyone take an opportunity to please offer their greetings and condolences to them at that time. Thank you all very much for your attendance. You could just remain in your seats for a moment while the family make their way to the foyer.